9. Attractive qualities of an older man who likes to be alone. In the quiet hours, strength is found. A man alone, yet wisdom all around. His heart is full, though his words are few. With every step, he starts anew. No need for crowds, no need for fame. An older man, steady as his name. As we journey through life, we discover that what once seemed essential, companionship, constant activity, and external validation, becomes less urgent with age. For many older men, the later stages of life become a period of reflection, self-reliance, and profound personal growth. These men find contentment in their own company, enjoying the peace and quiet that comes with solitude. This doesn't mean they are isolated or withdrawn, but rather that they've learned to find comfort and confidence in themselves. Contrary to popular belief, an older man who enjoys being alone isn't antisocial or disconnected. Instead, he possesses a range of qualities that make him deeply attractive to those who are fortunate enough to know him. He embodies maturity, wisdom, and grace, attributes that are often overlooked in a world focused on youth and extroversion. In this essay, we will delve into the 9 distinctive qualities that make older men who prefer solitude so appealing. 1. Confidence in his own skin. As time passes, people often develop a deeper understanding of who they are and what they stand for. An older man who enjoys being alone has spent years coming to terms with his strengths, weaknesses, and everything in between. He doesn't need the approval or validation of others to feel good about himself, which is one of the most appealing traits a person can have. Confidence, after all, isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being comfortable in silence, knowing that your worth isn't dependent on anyone else's opinions. Take, for instance, the older man who pursues solitary hobbies like fishing or reading. He doesn't need an audience to enjoy these activities. He relishes the quiet moments, using them to deepen his connection to himself. This self-assuredness becomes especially magnetic in social situations, where his calm demeanor stands in stark contrast to the frenzied energy of others who may be seeking validation. It's this quiet confidence that often draws people to him, wanting to understand the source of his inner strength. 2. Emotional stability. Men who have spent a great deal of time alone tend to develop a level of emotional stability that younger individuals may still be striving to achieve. Having experienced the highs and lows of life, they have learned to navigate their emotions with a steady hand. Rather than reacting impulsively or being thrown off by every minor inconvenience, they approach life's challenges with a sense of calm and measured response. This emotional maturity is not only comforting to others, but it also makes them an anchor in difficult times. For example, an older man who has weathered the loss of loved ones, career changes, or health challenges has likely developed a deep well of resilience. He knows that life's storms come and go, and instead of panicking, he calmly navigates through them. This emotional fortitude makes him a reliable and steady presence in the lives of others, an attribute that is both rare and deeply attractive. 3. A deep well of wisdom. As people age, they accumulate life experiences that help them develop wisdom. Older men who enjoy solitude tend to be introspective, using their alone time to think deeply about their experiences and draw lessons from them. This quiet reflection allows them to offer valuable insights that younger people may not have the patience or experience to see. Whether in the form of advice, mentorship, or simply a listening ear, Their wisdom is a powerful and attractive trait. Consider an older man who has spent decades refining his career, managing relationships, and facing adversity. His words carry the weight of experience, and when he speaks, others listen. He doesn't dispense advice lightly, but when he does, it's thoughtful, considered, and impactful. His wisdom is not just theoretical, it's lived, which makes it all the more compelling. Those seeking guidance often find themselves gravitating toward him, appreciating the richness of his insights. 4. Independence. An older man who enjoys his solitude has likely cultivated a strong sense of independence. He doesn't rely on others for happiness, fulfillment, or validation. This independence is incredibly attractive because it suggests strength, self-reliance, and resilience. He is not afraid to walk his own path, even if it means going against societal norms or expectations. This trait is especially appealing in relationships, where his independence can create a healthy dynamic. Rather than being clingy or dependent, he values his partner's independence as much as his own. This balance allows for a relationship built on mutual respect and personal growth, rather than one based on neediness or insecurity. His ability to stand on his own 2 feet is not just admirable, it's inspiring. Consider the older man who enjoys traveling alone. He finds joy in exploring new places, meeting new people, and experiencing life on his own terms. He's not afraid to step out of his comfort zone, but he does so with the confidence that he can handle whatever comes his way. This independent spirit is a hallmark of his character, making him a magnetic presence to those around him. 5. A strong sense of identity. Knowing who you are and being unapologetic about it is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have. Older men who spend time alone often have a deep sense of self, cultivated over years of introspection and experience. They know what they want out of life, what they stand for, and they aren't easily swayed by the opinions of others. This sense of identity is incredibly appealing because it suggests a person who is comfortable in his own skin and isn't trying to be something he's not. He doesn't chase trends or try to fit into molds that don't suit him. Instead, he embraces his uniqueness, and this authenticity shines through in everything he does. For example, an older man who enjoys solitary activities like gardening or writing does so because these activities align with his interests and passions, not because he's trying to impress anyone. This authenticity is magnetic, drawing people to him because they know that what they see is what they get. 6. Unrushed patience. As people age, they often learn to slow down and appreciate the present moment. Older men who enjoy solitude tend to be particularly skilled at this. They don't rush through life, trying to accomplish as much as possible in as little time as possible. Instead, they take their time, savoring each moment for what it is. This patience is incredibly attractive in a world that often feels rushed and chaotic. An older man who enjoys spending time alone may be content to sit quietly with a book, take a slow walk through the woods, or spend an afternoon tinkering with a project. His lack of urgency is calming, and others are drawn to the peaceful atmosphere he creates. This patience extends to his interactions with others as well. He doesn't rush conversations or push people to meet his expectations. Instead, he allows relationships to unfold naturally, without pressure or demands. 7. Appreciation for life's simple pleasures. Older men who enjoy their own company often have a deep appreciation for the simple things in life. They don't need extravagant vacations, fancy dinners, or constant entertainment to feel fulfilled. Instead, they find joy in the little moments, the taste of a good cup of coffee, the sound of birds in the morning, or the feel of the sun on their skin. This ability to appreciate life's simple pleasures is not only attractive, but also deeply refreshing in a world that often prioritizes excess and materialism. Consider the older man who enjoys spending his weekends gardening or going for long walks. He doesn't need a lavish lifestyle to feel content. He finds joy in the beauty of the world around him. This simplicity is attractive because it suggests a person who is grounded, content, and at peace with his life. 8. Creativity and imagination. Spending time alone often leads to bursts of creativity. Without the distractions of social obligations or external noise, older men who enjoy solitude are able to tap into their imaginations and explore their creative side. This creativity can take many forms, whether it's painting, writing, woodworking, or simply thinking about life in new and interesting ways. This creativity is attractive because it adds depth and intrigue to a person's character. An older man who enjoys his own company is likely to have a rich inner world, full of ideas and insights that he's cultivated over time. This makes him an interesting and dynamic person to be around, someone who can engage others in thoughtful conversations and offer unique perspectives on the world. 9. Respect for personal boundaries. One of the most important qualities of an older man who enjoys solitude is his respect for personal boundaries. Having spent time alone, he understands the value of personal space and is respectful of others' need for it as well. This respect for boundaries is incredibly attractive because it suggests a person who is thoughtful, considerate, and emotionally mature. In relationships, this respect for boundaries creates a healthy dynamic. He doesn't cling or demand more than his partner is willing to give. Instead, he allows the relationship to evolve naturally, without pressure or expectation. This creates an environment of trust and mutual respect, where both partners feel valued for who they are, not what they can provide. An older man who likes to be alone is not just a solitary figure. He embodies qualities that are deeply attractive to those who appreciate depth, wisdom, and independence. His confidence, emotional stability, and sense of identity make him someone others admire, while his patience, creativity, and respect for boundaries make him someone they can trust. In a world that often emphasizes extroversion and social interaction, there's something undeniably captivating about a man who's comfortable in his own company. His quiet strength speaks volumes, and for those who are lucky enough to know him, he is a source of inspiration and admiration. In celebrating these qualities, we remind older men that their love for solitude is not a flaw, but a strength that makes them more attractive and valuable than they may realize. As they continue to walk their paths with dignity and grace, they serve as role models for others, showing that true fulfillment comes from within, and that the company of one's own self is often the richest company of all.